So today we are going to answer people's question. If you have a question, I made a video called Ask the Question. Go to that video, go to the comment section of that video, and ask your question in that comment section. If you do, once in a while I will make videos about questions that people are asking in the comment section of my video, Ask the Question. So let's get this party started. So the first one is Shade Black. He's just saying nice vid. Thank you, Shane. Much appreciated. There's our friend Clixy who's asking, we love you multiverse, keep up the content and add my tune at hour. I think our friend Clixy is playing on the European servers because he seems to be able to use symbols and his name. Sadly, we don't use that on the US servers, so that's not really an option. There's the Almighty Zero saying education is important, but I just had to watch this video in second period. No, I'm very sorry to hear that, Almighty Zero. You have to go to school and pay attention. But thank you for watching. It's always appreciated. There's a Silencer saying you're the best DCO YouTuber. Ah, that's so sweet. Thank you, Silence. There's Luxy Dripper, who's basically has he or she, I'm not sure, has a handful of questions. The first one is, how old are you? I'm 52. Just kidding. 52 is a number that's very important in this universe. I'm actually 49. I'm not 52, at least not yet. What made you do YouTube? Basically, I'm making YouTube videos because of Jens Anderson. He was the creative director of this universe online before Nerd of Prey had that position. And basically, Jens one day on the forums was mentioning how a lot of people were quitting the game in the very first mission, the Brainiac mission that you play as you start this universe online. A lot of people would quit halfway through that mission. I believe one of the reason was because of there used to be 3 little robots. You had to do the counter mechanic against those robots in order to be able to defeat them. And I know personally people who, when they tried to play that mission, when they reached the point where they had to fight the robots, they thought the game was bugged. They thought they had hit a game-breaking bug where they could not defeat the robots, so they quit right there and then. Which is why later on they removed those little robots. Sadly, for people who don't know, like it may seem self-evident for people who are used to playing this universe online, but counter mechanics, it's not something you see in many games. Personally, I hadn't seen it before this universe online, and I was fortunate when I started playing this universe online. We did not have counter mechanics in PvE. Counter mechanics was only something we had in PvP, and I was able to learn how to use the counter mechanics in PvP. So one day they decided to implement that with PvE. I already knew how to use those counter mechanics, but I can easily imagine a lot of people who never encounter those kind of counter mechanics not knowing about them. And I know that often the instruction was indicated on the screen, but I'm sure you've seen a lot of players who don't read any of the instruction. They just jump into the game, play the game, and learn as they play the game. And sadly, even if the instructions are there white on whatever background there is, sadly a lot of players won't see it. So a lot of them would think that the game was bugged and they would quit right there and then. It's sad, but that's how it is. Would you ever do a face reveal? Probably not. Let me tell you, look, see, if we ever reach 1 million subscribers, then I'll make a face reveal. Yeah, sorry about that. It probably will never happen, but maybe someday I'll make a face reveal. I'll have to give it some thoughts, but it's not really something I plan to do. Do you ever think of quitting YouTube? No, not at all. I never even thought to join YouTube to begin with. I never thought that I would be making YouTube videos. Basically, it's a happy accident. As I mentioned, Jens Anderson mentioned that people had a hard time playing that first mission in the Brainiac ship. So I foolishly thought, hey, let's make a video explaining to people how to play that first mission. One of the things that's been a complaint or a concern in this universe online, pretty much since this universe online went live, is that there was a bit of a lack of tutorials in the game. So way back when, like 4 years ago, I decided, okay, since there's no real tutorial for this universe online, let's make one for that first mission. Hopefully it will help at least a few people to be able to play that first mission. And if all goes well, it should help a few people. So I made that first video, and then I made another one, and another one, and another one, and before you knew it, I had 1,800 videos, and I've been doing this for 4 years. So I never really think of quitting because I never really thought of making videos to begin with. It's something that just happened. I had a lot of fun making videos. I have a lot of fun playing this universe online. So quitting never even entered my mind. What's your goal for 2019? I have to admit I'm pretty bad at that. I don't really have goals per se. Although I have to admit, well, after discussing with some of you guys on the comment sections, the various comment sections, I guess one of the goal would be to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. At the rate we're gaining subscribers, it's not impossible, but we might be a bit short. Maybe we'll just be at the 9,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But it doesn't really matter. If we get 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019, I'll be very happy. If we get 10,000 subscribers by the early 2020, I'll be very happy. Heck, if we never reach 10,000 subscribers, I'll be very happy. I have fun making those videos. I have fun interacting with you guys on the forums. Whether I have 1 subscriber or 1 million, doesn't matter. I have fun either way. So quitting YouTube, I never really crossed my mind because I never really thought about making YouTube to begin with. So it's a happy accident. It's something that's fun to do. So I see no reason to stop doing it. Our friend Hot Potato has a question. Basically, if he buys a DLC, would he be buffed or would he have to wait till he meets the combat rating required? If you buy a DLC and there is a combat rating requirement, sadly you have to reach that level, that combat rating requirement before you can play the DLC. For example, if you purchase the Teen Titans DLC and your character is level 10, it's sad, but you won't be able to play that DLC just yet. The exception to that would be the current DLC, like a Thursday in like 2 days. Actually, yeah, in 2 days, we are going to get the new Metal Part 1 DLC. So, for that DLC, if you have a level 10 character, you're going to be able to play the DLC, but you're going to be able to play the event version of the DLC. Like right now, people who have like a level 10 character could play the Justice League Dark DLC, but in 2 days, that won't be an option anymore. So in 2 days, you are going to have, I think the combat rating is 255 or something for the Justice League Dark. So in 2 days, you are going to be able to play the Metal Part 1 DLC with any character. But as a rule of thumb with DLCs, if you purchase a DLC, like in this case, I think you wanted to purchase the Judas Contract DLC. Sadly, if you don't have the combat rating to play the Judas Contract missions, there's no point really in buying the DLC right now. Wait until you have the combat rating for the DLC and then purchase the DLC. This one is a big one. We have our friend Goran's 007 who's asking, okay, maybe this will be a question that requires a long answer, and I hope one day you will explain this through a video. I'm new to this game and somehow I understood how the episodes of the game works, how you progress from game to game, but one thing confusing me the most of the time, can you give me an explanation of how the artifacts and the augments work? How you can choose them and put them correctly, and what are their purpose to this game? Thanks. We're going to start with the artifacts. I guess I'm gonna have to switch armory to do that. So I'm switching to my.
But it's top secret.
I'm switching to my controller armory because I'm going to show you mainly my controller artifacts. So if you look in your inventory, you see there's 3 little slots here. This is where you put your artifacts. So once you put your artifacts there, and you have to upgrade them, let's go check. So here you can see there's the little Fortify tab that you can use to try to upgrade your artifacts. So you click on, oh, I don't have any nth metal. Oh, I'm so sad. So normally you would click on the artifact that you want to fortify. You would click, normally there should be some nth metal that I could use to fortify the artifacts. And once you fortify, I have a whole bunch of videos about how to fortify artifacts. So look in my video, at my videos for those videos. But basically, that's pretty much what it is. This is artifacts will give you bonuses. Like in this case, hitting an enemy with a control debuff grants you and up to 7 group members power equal to, in this case, 8% of revitalization, and precisions equal to 1.33% of your vitalization. This effect stacks for each type of controller debuff used. If we go, let's go downstairs. I'll show you in just a bit. Basically, if you're playing a controller, you have three type of debuffs. You have a defense debuff. You see the little red shield underneath the sparring target. That's the defense debuff. There's the attack, the healing debuffs, and there's the attack debuffs. So when you apply those, basically you give power to your group, and you also give them precisions. So that's what artifacts do. They basically give you extra bonuses that you wouldn't have without the artifact, but you have to upgrade the artifact. So when you want to use those artifacts, you have to place them here, and that's when you're going to benefit from having those artifacts. There is one exception though. Let me show it to you. The one exception is the Battle City Sorter. Basically, it's an artifact that acts as a cola. So you upgrade your artifact, and as you can see at the start, the artifact only gives you like 30% of max power and 30% of max health. But as you upgrade it, the percentage increases. Like you can see right now, it's at 90% of power, 90% of health. And also depending on your role, if you're a controller, you'll give 5% of max power to the group. So each role has various benefits. So that is the one exception that I can think of in terms of artifact. But other than that, all the artifacts come in here. You have to upgrade them, and they will give you various benefits to your character. And also, usually the artifacts, I'm not sure why I can't see it here. Usually the artifacts are identified, telling you if it's a controller artifact or a tank artifact. But I can't see let me check. I have other artifacts here. That might help. Or maybe not. Let's see. Okay, so here you can see the Dead King's Scepter. It's recommended for any role. So for the Scepter, any role, whether you're a controller, DPS, tank, healer, doesn't matter. Anyone can use it. But there are certain artifacts, like this one here, the Orb of Orion. That one is for healers. Here, the Manacles of Force. This one is for tanks. So depending on the artifact, some artifacts are for everyone. Some are specific for one type of role. So just make sure that you have the proper artifact for your character. If you play DPS, try to get artifacts either for everyone or for damage, like in this case, or a damage weapon if you use your weapons. If not, this is controller. I can think. So if you're a tank, try to get tank artifacts or again artifacts that will benefit everyone. So I hope this made sense for the artifacts. Let's switch back to controller again. For the augments, there's two types of augments. The first type is what is known as adaptive augments. The adaptive augments come from DLCs. Like right now, I'm using augments from the Justice League Dark DLC. You can see the Vital Dark Phylactery. These come from the Justice League Dark DLC, and they even have bonuses that have to do with the Justice League Dark DLC. And I have adaptive augments that come from the Atlantis DLC, and there's also adaptive augments that come from the Teen Titans DLC. And there is the origin augments. Everyone has the origin augments by default. For the adaptive augments, I think you have to purchase them from the episode vendor. Although I seem to recall you get one or two for free as you start. And for the origin augments, you have basically augments for the might. If you play DPS that uses power, you use the might augments. If you play a tank, you use the dominating augments. If you play a healer, you use the restoring augments. If you play a DPS that uses his weapon, you use the precision augments. Here, I'm playing mostly as a controller, so I have the controller augments. Basically augments that gives you vitalization, health, and power. And for the augments, it's pretty much similar to the artifacts. You have to increase the strength of your augments. So whether you do that for this one is at the maximum. Let's try another one, just to show you. So let's try this one. So basically, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can consume to increase the strength of your augments. It's pretty much that simple. The same with the other augments. So you can see now the vital, again the vital augments, I've reached the maximum with that. But if we take a look at, let's say, the might augments, I could still upgrade the might augments if I wanted to. If you're wondering why I'm keeping so many flawed cybernetic exhibits, it's because in 2 days we should have some new augments. So I've saved all my exhibits to be able to upgrade those augments once we get them. So I hope this made some sort of sense. I did make videos specifically about the augments. I mentioned them in quite a few videos, but I never really made a video specifically about the augments. I'm waiting basically for a metal part one. Once we get metal part one, I'll try to make a video specifically about the augments, and I'll probably make an update video for the artifacts. Seeing how once we get metal part one, we should be able to upgrade our artifacts all the way up to rank 200. Right now, the maximum rank for artifacts is 160. But it's going to be increased to rank 200 in 2 days. So once we get Metal Part 1, I'll probably, after Metal Part 1, I'll probably have a whole bunch of videos to make about the Metal Part 1 the DLC. But when I get the chance, I'll try to make a video about the augments, and I'll try to make a video about the changes to the artifacts, and an updated artifact video. There's I will miss you though who says love this channel. Oh, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. There's my Green Games who says, you are a rockstar multiverse. Keep it coming. Your character looks awesome. Thank you. That's much appreciated. You guys make me feel not like a rock star. You guys make me feel like a superstar every day. I'm very grateful to have you guys. Hey Multiverse, there's the Tyrus who says, hey Multiverse, big fan of your videos. Want to follow up with you in regards to Detective Jacket as I'm having issues collecting the investigations. Can you make a video on where the investigations are? Absolutely. The first thing is it's not investigations. Oh, let me use my little... There we go. Let's use the questions for that. Basically, what our friend is talking about is the detective trench coat right here. The thing is, it's not investigations. It's not investigations, I believe you have to gather. I think it's collections. So let's go into collections. I think it's Gotham and Gotham Central. So that's the first problem, I guess. If you're looking for investigations, you're looking for the wrong thing. And it's 9 collections. I thought it would be 10 or 12. 9 is a bit better. So the first one is Officer Jim Corrigan, Lieutenant Rob Probson, Detective R.P. Bullock, Commissioner Michael Atkins, Detective Josephine McDonald, Detective Cypress Allen. Oh, that's the Spectre, or one of the incarnation of a Spectre at least. Former Detective Rene Montoya, Detective Romy Chandler, and last but not least, Detective Marcus Driver. So basically you have 9 collections you have to gather. If I recall correctly, they were in Gotham East End, and I think also I forget if it's the Burnley or North Burnley. I think it's the Burnley district. So you have, but what I would strongly suggest, just buy them from the broker. Well, let's try our friend Jim Corrigan just for fun. Sorry, there's a bit of lag in the menu. It happens. There we go. So you can see right now, Police Officer Jim Corrigan, it's 3,013 to purchase that collection. So I would strongly suggest start by looking on a broker. If you don't find the collections you need on the broker, or at least if you cannot afford the collections you need on the broker, then go to Gotham East End district and farm and farm and farm for collections until you're lucky enough to get all the collections you need. But at $3,000, I'd just buy it from the broker. I wouldn't even waste my time farming for those collections. Unless maybe the rare one is more expensive. If that's the case, then go and farm. But other than that, I would strongly suggest just buy it from the broker. There's our friend Mr. Spider Death, who's asking if I can make a video where people sell stuff in DCUO. Currently, I'm selling OG names, but no one watches my video. I wouldn't mind making a video where people could, like a video where people could go in the comment section to trade stuff. Sadly, I'm pretty sure if I make a video for people to go sell OG names, DC Universe Online will not be happy about that, and they'll probably spank me or something. So I could make a video for people to go trade and buy stuff, but not names. If you want to sell names, sadly, you're gonna have to do that on your own. I can't be part of that. Sorry about that. There's Tyrus. Oh yeah, I've answered that one already. There's Report Gaming. He says, hey, I did follow your channel for years now. I do DCO vids too. Haha. Just want to say you do a really good work. I enjoy your content. Have a great day. Thank you, Report Gaming. It's much appreciated. There's I Play Fair. He says, thanks for including me. Basically, I included one of his questions in my previous video. there's Epic Freestyler who's asking, how can you easily earn money to get expensive items? Um, I have a bit of bad news. You can't really easily earn money, or the easy way to earn money is to use a broker. You have to learn to use a broker. Once you do that, that's how you're going to be able to make money. You have to farm for valuable items. I strongly suggest farm for collections. If you're looking for what collections you could farm, there's amenities that you can have for free in your lair, but usually those amenities require, I forget if it's 10 or 12 collections. So I would strongly suggest, I have a few videos about the various amenities and the collections you need for those. So I would strongly suggest look at one of my amenities videos, look at the collections you need for those, and farm for those collections. I'm pretty sure I showed also where you have to farm for those collections. So farm for those collections and sell them on a broker. And sadly, early on it's difficult because early on there's a whole bunch of stuff that you want to purchase. So as soon as you earn money, you're going to spend it. For a long time, I was spending money as quickly as I was earning it because there was always something I wanted to buy from a broker. Right now, I'm a bit fortunate. Like if I look, let's say, at the collections, like these are all the collections that I'm left having to purchase. There's roughly 4 pages of collections, and a lot of them are doubles. So there's roughly, let's do a quick count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's roughly 20, 25 because there's probably a few collections that are not on the broker. So there's roughly only 25 collections that I need to purchase. The same with auras, the same with materials. If I look at the materials, I have pretty much all the materials except maybe one or two. If I look at the auras, it's pretty much the same thing. I have pretty much all of the auras except a couple of auras. So by now, there's not that many stuff I have left to purchase on the broker. So now I can start to building up my cash. Like some of you guys not too long ago saw, I had like half a million at some point. But then I had to purchase some chroma materials, so I pretty much spent all my cash. I did spend pretty much all the cash I had. Like I'm down to barely a little more than 1 million. I had out over 100 million not too long, 150 million roughly not too long ago, and I spent most of it on a few materials, I think, or on a few aura, I forget. So basically, in order to earn cash, you have to learn to use a broker. The broker is the way that you're going to be able to make some easy cash. One mistake that I see people making, people think that if you open time capsules, you're going to become rich. The odds of being rich by opening time capsules are very slim. Basically, if you are lucky enough to get the very rare collection that you can sell for 300, 400 millions, that's fine. Assuming that you manage to sell it for that price. Sometimes you'll see collections for like 400 or 500 millions on a broker, but there's no guarantee that people are buying those. So even if you get the rare collection that you can sell for 300 millions and you put it for sale on the broker for 300 millions, there's no guarantee people will buy it. It could happen that people do not buy your collection that you're putting up for sale, or whatever item you could put up for sale. So what I would strongly suggest, farm for collections. It's something that you can do indefinitely, and you then sell those collections as soon as you can on the broker, and keep on doing that to build up your cash. Again, opening time capsules. If all you get is junk from time capsules, you're not going to be able to sell those for cash, to sell what you get for cash. And again, even if you do get the one rare item, which is very unlikely, there's no guarantee that people will actually buy it at the price that you're going to ask for it. So I hope this made some sort of sense. So the short answer pretty much is learn to use a broker and farm for collections to sell on the broker, or farm for valuable items to sell on the broker. Next is, there's our friend Jeffrey Lane who's asking, can you make a Superman with the new 52 style and use the red Chroma 1 for the boots? Absolutely, we can do that. Would Cyborg Superman do? Or does it have to be new 52? And I'm just kidding. Give me a second. So our friend Jeffrey is asking for the red Chroma 1. But I don't think he realizes that there's red metallic Chroma 1 and there's also red metal Chroma 1. The red metallic Chroma 1 came from the booster gold, the booster bundle some time ago. And the red metal Chroma 1 came from the Dark Knight's metal time capsules. We're going to try both, that way we'll know. So this is the red metallic Chroma 1. Just to be safe, I'm pretty sure that's not what our friend Jeffrey was mentioning, because not really the right color scheme. So let's try with the other one. And this here is with the red metal chroma one. So as you can see for the boots and the belt, it gives us almost a dark brown red, which kind of matches with the color of the red cape and boots that Superman Return was using. Like in Superman Return, they had pretty much something that kind of sort of looked like the Christopher Reeve Superman, but with darker color, especially the red, which was dark red. So I guess this could do the trick. So this is what it looks like with our friend, the new 52 Superman. And also our friend Jeffrey is asking with the Owlman boots, so let's give it a try. With the Owlman boots, it's a bit tricky because the boot supports 3 different colors. So sadly with the metal chroma, you can see the result. It is a bit better with the red metallic chroma, but not that much. Again, it still has the 3 colors, but there's at least a bit more red on these boots. Oh yeah, just realized for the cape I used the Ausovel 2019 cape. Let's use the regular Ausovel cape. Jeffrey didn't ask for the cape, so it's a little bit of extra that I'm adding. The Ausovel looks really good with the red metal chroma. With the red metallic chroma, it doesn't look bad, but pretty sure that's not what our friend Jeffrey wants. So with the red metal chroma, it does look pretty good. And it's not that expensive on the broker right now. Let's go check the price because why not? We're here anyway. So our friend Jeffrey was asking for a favor. Sadly, I'm down to 1.3 and some change millions. But also, it's something I don't do. Very often, people will ask me stuff. People constantly ask me stuff. They ask for money. They ask for style. So like not too long ago, there was someone asking for the void material. You have to wonder who thinks it's appropriate to ask someone for a void material. But it's something that happens. It's not a rare occasion. It's something that happens very, very, very easily. And if we look at the void material, let's take a quick look. So right now, let's say the void essence for the void material is 800 millions. It's a little much to ask, let's say, but people still ask for stuff like that. So sadly, as a rule of thumb, when people ask for stuff, the answer is no. The same with giveaways. There's people who were asking for giveaways. It wasn't in this video, but I may as well address it. There's people also who often ask for giveaways, and I'm not doing that. I did that before. I tried to do that. I thought it would be a good idea to reward you guys once in a while with a giveaway. The problem is that I end up making one person happy, 2% happy. Whoever wins the giveaway will be happy. And then for each person that I make happy, I'll make 100% unhappy. And that will write to me that it was a scam, that I'm not sure why people would think that I'm trying to scam them by giving. Well, like basically when we reached, I think it was for our first or second year anniversary, I forget, and I had reached also 1,000 subscribers. I think it was for the second year anniversary. I decided to give 2 sets of gear. I gave a Green Lantern set of gear, and I gave a Green Arrow set of gear. So I gave that to 2 people, thinking that I'd make 2 happy guys, and it turns out that yeah, I did. But then there's other people who would accuse me that it was a scam, that somehow I gave the styles to some of my friends. It wasn't really a giveaway. So it was pretty much a lose-lose scenario all around. And also, it's something that I could only do on PlayStation 4 at the time. So I gave it to two people on PlayStation 4, but the people playing on and also on the US PlayStation 4. So people playing on the European servers would complain. People playing on PC would complain. People playing on Xbox would complain. So in the end, it was a whole bunch of people. Like there were 2 guys were happy. There's 2 guys who were very happy to get their full sets of gear, but everyone else was unhappy. So it was it told me right there and then that doing giveaways, bad idea. And let's see what else. Alright, our friend Jeffrey is also asking me to put the Rorschach symbol on the character that you're seeing right now. So it's something I'm gonna have to do a bit later, Jeffrey. Basically, I have to use my friend Photoshop to be able to Photoshop the Rorschach pattern on the character's face. So it's something I'm going to do, maybe not tomorrow, maybe later this week, but I'll try to do it as quickly as I can. And there's Jeffrey again is saying that me, Torikumu, Obsidian Chill, and Rockvar and Shadow Dragon are the best for DCUO. Ah, you're so kind, Jeffrey. And the very last question I have is Nick Savage, who's asking, how do I get Zatanna's wand? I have to admit, I did not even know this was a thing. And I've tried to look it up, and I just couldn't find information about that. So Nick, I'm gonna have to look it up again. If I find any information about that in the next Q&A video, I will give you the answer. So for our first Q&A video, it went well, I thought. I'd like to thank you guys for participating, for asking a whole bunch of questions. It's much appreciated. So in the future, guys, if you have any questions, look for my Ask the Question video. Go into the comment section of that video and ask your question there. The reason for that is quite simple. The comments for YouTube are all over the place. So it's very easy for me to miss out on just a comment or a whole bunch of comments. If someone replies to someone and replies to that person again, it becomes too difficult to be able to track all the comments. So if you want to make sure that I'm going to answer your question, go to my Ask the Question video and ask the question in the comment section of that video. And also, once in a while, I'm thinking maybe once, maybe twice a week, we'll see how many questions you guys ask. The questions that you guys ask in the comment section of that video, of Ask the Question video, I will make a video answering those questions in the future. So it's something I'm planning to do on an ongoing basis. And depending on the amount of questions, I'll do that maybe once, maybe twice a week. I guess we'll have to wait and see how many questions you guys ask. And it is time for our old demon friend to strongly suggest that if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe, like, and share these videos. Also make sure that you are still subscribed. Sometimes the evil YouTube will unsubscribe you without your knowledge. Also, if you want to be notified when a new video is published, click on the bell icon and make sure that your notifications are activated in your YouTube settings. So that's going to be pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.